And how do you think cultural institutions, so like Manchester Museum, and in particular, we have our new South Asia Gallery set to open in August 2022. How do you think those cultural civic spaces help to achieve the aims that you've just talked about?
Oh, I mean, that's a huge question. It's a huge question. See, I mean, one of the issues we just need to be honest about what the problems are as well. That a lot of working class young people just don't have access to a arts or a humanities or a heritage education. Um, Education has become quite kind of mechanical, quite kind of utilitarian about just producing people as labour force. And what that means is then, whereas I was lucky as a working class kid, I was lucky that I was able to study Elizabeth and Walsingham and the Spanish Armada, and I was lucky to study Charles I and Cromwell, and I was lucky that I was in an educational environment in Erecto, where I could look at the history of the British Raj and Empire and the East India Company, mainly because I had teachers that were willing to indulge my interest, and also, so I was thinking, in some ways, I'm not sure how many working class kids are getting that opportunity in Manchester now. And you need that kind of inquisitive nature to be supported and indulged. Otherwise, you just end up with elites that are very monocultural from a certain kind of middle class background that is used to going to galleries and museums and used to theatre and used to, the language of talking about the island story and the British story and globalization. Uh, and then that can dominate cultural production and the arts, and it can dominate the media sector, and then people feel outside that. So I think there's an opportunity here just to try and kind of the work that we've been doing is very much around putting stuff into the curriculum that engages and encourages intellectual inquiry and makes young people inquisitive about history and the humanities and heritage. Because, I mean, this stuff's complicated. If you want to understand Muslim, Sikh, Hindu history, you have to study it if you're new to it. Just because it took me 10 years to start to understand the causes of partition. And I'm not, I'm fairly bright. And it took me 10 years to work out what, so you can't come to this immediately. And so I think it's just about, there's not many things I agree with Tony Blair on, but education, education, education. And that is also about access, it's about meritocracy, and it's about investment and supporting young people.
Great, thanks, Anwar. I'm really looking forward to the discussions that we've got lined up throughout February and March, and just having and being part of those rich debates. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully,
What I would do, I think this is, I always miss things, but this is so important. I'd especially encourage teachers at sixth form level and 15 plus to engage with the film and the work we're doing, because we've really put a huge amount of effort into trying to get this to work as a curriculum resource for teenagers from working class communities. And I can't say this enough. And it's just as relevant to working class white kids as it is to Black and Asian or kind of people from, it's about just understanding who everyone is. And the film is very much made in an inclusive way. So I'd encourage, if there's teachers who have got, a school that is mainly white working class and the neighborhood around the corner is Asian working class, I'd encourage those teachers to engage with the work we're doing. It's just as relevant to them as it is obviously to working class Asian communities in the Northwest. And so, yeah, from a curriculum educational point of view, I'm really excited about doing this work in Manchester.
Great, thank you. Yeah, it's lovely to speak to you. Thank you for taking time out and talking us through the film. Yeah, look forward to seeing you soon. Good. Right, so we'll just cut it there, Anwar. Let me turn Audacity off. And
Okay.
I think
That's
we're
way,
good to go.
way too
Yeah.
much there.
So we'll,
Way too much.
yeah. We'll edit it down. We'll edit it down. We'll just do like key
Okay, good.
points.
Is there anything else we need to touch base on now, or?
I've not checked up the. Were you okay with the
it looks
boilerplate?
great. The main thing, I mean, from experience, we need the confirmations, don't we? We just need the names of who's on the panel.
Yeah, I've got some good responses. So the Singh Twins have said yes to one of the days. So we're gonna make sure that I can't remember which one subject matter it was, but I've told Baz to get that amended so it's the date that they are free. Anadita said she should be okay. Sadia, who runs OSH, will be taking part in the one where I wouldn't be here, but she's like an expert in her field anyway. And Esme needs to get back to me if she's going to be available for one of them, and I think a couple of more men if we find them.
Once we've firmed everything
Shahid.
up, we must put Shahid on one of the panels. But let's do that politically. Let's see where he'll fit best, and maybe not the first panel because he overwhelms. He's brilliant, but so maybe we save him for the second or the third panel. But we must have Shahid on one. But what I would say, Nusrat, is as soon as you've got everything confirmed on the panel, and let's go to press and get it out. So Talat's confirmed.
Yeah. Talat's confirmed. So Singh Twins have confirmed. So the Singh Twins said they'd like to be on the 15th for the 4th. And they said they'd talk about decolonization collections, hidden stories and shared history.
What I'm suggesting is, why don't you just firm up what you think the running order is?
Yeah, I'll do that.
And then as soon as you're ready, I will just say tomorrow. I'll give it a couple of tweaks, and then let's go for it then. So, all right, shall I leave this recording now? Yeah, and we can pick up. Take care. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm going to be off now.